Truth number one. What you dislike in others is usually a reflection of the things you dislike about yourself. Now, when most people think about firefighting, they think of fighting fires, breaking windows, spraying water, all the things that go along with the action of fighting a fire. But what they don't usually think about is the social dynamics at play. Now, there's two big dynamics in firefighting. One is the fact that you have to live with people you don't really know for 24 hours a day, about a third of the year, and the other dynamic is dealing with the general public in very stressful situations. Now, over time, no matter what group of people you're with, there will be inevitably conflict between you, your coworkers, or the general public. When you find yourself faced with a situation where you're around somebody that you just can't stand being around, take a step back and take a very hard look at yourself. Because what you'll likely realize is the things that bother you the most about that person are usually reflections of your worst self. Once you realize this, it will make it much easier for you to interact with people you don't really like and people you don't really know, because it's much harder to judge someone else when you see a little bit of you in them. Truth number two. Most leaders lead from the back. In any group of people, there is a small group that drives the narrative for the rest. We'll call those people cultural influencers. And below them is another group of people that mindlessly repeat the narrative pushed by the cultural influencers. Those people claim to be leaders, but they're really more repeaters. And what they do is what I refer to as leading from the back. Here's an example of what I mean. Recently, a battalion chief in North Carolina named Dina Ali gave a commencement speech to a group of cadets who had just graduated from the fire academy. Her speech was a list of the top 10 tips for a long, healthy, and prosperous career. Number 5 on her list said the following, quote, "Know that you are prejudiced, biased, and privileged. So am I. We all are." Arbitrarily accusing a group of people that you don't know of things like prejudice, bias, and privilege is the wrong message to send to young people. Because without context, terms like prejudice, bias, and privilege are usually just meaningless tropes thrown around by people in authority to make you feel guilty or shame you about opportunities that you do have or some other immutable characteristic. This is not leadership. This is nonsense. A big part of leadership is helping people that are below you get to where you are or to where they want to be. You don't do this by shamelessly accusing people of things like prejudice, bias, and privilege, and then justifying it by your own inadequacy. The right message to young men and women looking to join the fire service, or really anybody looking to pursue a meaningful goal, is one that tells them that they should seize opportunities and have a profound sense of gratitude and humility. Large or small, you should seize all opportunities that come your way, not because you're privileged, but because your community and the world at large needs you to be the best version of yourself and fulfill your potential. You should have a strong sense of gratitude for the opportunities that you do have, because we all do start at different places. And you should never let someone needlessly shame you for seizing an opportunity. And you should have humility for the things that you don't know and haven't even realized, because all of our experiences are but a fraction of the collective human experience. Now, this doesn't mean that your perceptions are necessarily wrong, but what it does mean is that we have a lot we can learn from one another. These are the correct messages we should be telling young firefighters and men and women looking to pursue any meaningful goal. Truth number 3. That which you most need will be where you least want to look. When most people think of firefighters and firefighting, they think of how scary it would be to go into a burning building. But firefighting, like all subcultures, has the way things are, and generally any challenge to that will be met with some amount of resistance. Back in 2016, I anonymously started a website called Firefighter Now, because when I went through the hiring process, there wasn't a single good, clear resource that presented how to become a firefighter and what to expect in a non-condescending manner. For about 4 years, it sat there, little to no visitors and essentially zero impact, but I knew in my gut that it could be much bigger and have a greater impact for younger people looking to get into the fire service. But thoughts like, what if someone I knew saw my videos and made fun of me? What if someone called the chief and demanded I be fired? What if someone didn't like what I had to say and left nasty comments or even threatened me? And you know what? Every single one of those things happened. Yet here we are, almost 100,000 subscribers and over 11 million views later, and countless men and women have used the resources to get hired at a fire department. Now, I don't say that about me or to pat myself on the back, because it's actually about all of us. Big or small, life will inevitably put fear and obstacles in your way, and we need you to overcome those, because the positive effects of you overcoming your own personal fear and obstacles is immeasurable. Maybe that is becoming a firefighter. Maybe it's enrolling in college. Maybe it's going to the gym, or maybe it's as simple as raising your hand and speaking out an unpopular opinion at work or school. Whatever it is, we need you. And I'd love to have you join me on the next leg of the journey. Last week, I launched a newsletter to speak to these very lessons that I wish I would have learned years ago. Because like I said earlier, part of leadership is helping people get where they want to go. If you're interested, I'll leave the link to sign up in the description below, and I hope to see you there.